on to some of the unusual plants. Okay, we'll discuss about some of the unusual plants, mainly the insectivorous plants and one more type. Okay, so first let's have a quick discussion about what are insectivorous plants. Okay, so plants like the pitcher plant and the Venus flytrap, they eat the insects. Okay, so like as the name indicates, insectivorous. So plants which have a tendency or which can eat insects. Okay, such plants are called as insectivorous plants. So they basically feed on insects.
Ma'am,
Okay.
ma'am, insectivorous plants and they are also known as carnivorous plants.
Yes, that is another term for insectivorous. Insectivorous plants are carnivorous plants. Let me finish off with this particular slide's explanation and then you can add your points or queries. Okay, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, yes, so insectivorous plants, like we just mentioned, these are the plants which feed on insects. Okay, so plants like pitcher plant and Venus flytrap. So these are names of the plants. Okay, pitcher plant and Venus flytrap. These are examples of plants which eat insects. Okay, now first let's discuss about Venus flytrap. So this is the scientific name of Venus flytrap, that is Dionaea muscipula. This plant is native to wetlands in the United States. This is their occurrence. It has unique plant, Venus flytrap. It has unique leaves with trigger hairs. Okay, so trigger hair means the lining of these leaves, it has hairs, okay, which are very sensitive. Okay, like it gets triggered whenever an insect comes in the near vicinity. Okay, so when an insect touches these hairs, so these trigger hairs, whenever an insect touches these hairs, it triggers the plant to close its leaves, trapping the insect inside. Okay, so what happens? The surface of the leaves, it has these hairs. Okay, it has these hairs which gets triggered. So triggered means whenever an insect will come and sit here, for example, when an insect comes and sits on the surface of the leaves, the hairs will get triggered, it will get stimulated, and it will close its leaves. Okay, the leaves will be closed. And what will happen when the leaves are closed? And it's not like it takes a lot of time. The leaves are closed like instantly, and because of that, the insect that is on the surface, it gets trapped between these two leaves. Okay, what happens? The insect which is there on the surface, it gets trapped between the two leaf surfaces. Okay, and why it is happening? Because of the trigger hairs. One second, beta. 1 second, I'll come to you. It is happening because of the trigger hairs. The hairs which gets triggered when the insect sits or it sits on the surface of the leaf. Okay, so after that, what happens? The digestive glands in the leaves release enzymes. So these leaves, it will have digestive glands inside it. Inside it, it will have digestive glands. Okay, these will release certain enzymes to break down the insect and absorb the nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus. Okay, so basically insectivorous plants, you can just try to jot down this point that it mostly grows in nitrogen deficient soil. Okay, nitrogen deficient soil. Deficient soil. It means that soil which is deficient, which has lesser amount of nitrogen. Deficiency means it has lesser amount of nitrogen in it. Okay, so the soil which is deficient in nitrogen, such type of soil will mostly harbor the insectivorous plants. Okay, so the insectivorous plants will try to take nitrogen. Obviously, nitrogen is an important element. Okay, every organism needs nitrogen for their survival. So because the soil does not have enough amount of nitrogen, these plants, they take this nitrogen and phosphorus from insects. Okay, so whenever an insect comes and sits on the surface of these leaves, the leaves will immediately, the hairs on the surface, it will get triggered. Okay, and it will sense the presence of the insect